Welcome, Cavemen fans. We had some technical difficulties getting started here. We had a national anthem that we weren't able to do and things like that due to a poor sound system. I'm Matt Rendell here bringing you Cavemen Volleyball here from the Cave. The Cavemen will be taking on New Prairie tonight, the Cougars. So you will be seeing the Cavemen in the maroon, and in the kind of gradient tan to blue there is going to be New Prairie. We'll be here tonight bringing you this volleyball action. Right now it's 0-0. You may see a scoreboard at the bottom right. It is not functioning right now, but we're trying to get stuff up to date and up to speed here. And so we're just testing some things out that will not be being updated throughout this match here tonight. And we'll be starting this off with the serve here from the Cavemen. Mitchell with the serve. She puts it over the top. It is 0-0 as we're underway. That's going to be long and out of play, and that'll be point Cavemen. So Cavemen will start with the 1-0 lead here in our first set. That ball is just out of bounds as the ball is far away as Mitchell had to go get it out of the stadium. 1-0 lead here for the Cavemen. And the serve by Mitchell again. New Prairie puts it over and then back over by Pelletier, and that is going to be a Cavemen point. So the first hit by New Prairie goes way too long, goes over the net, and the Cavemen end up with the point. Cavemen now lead 2-0 in game number 1. And the serve is up and over. The Cougars with the back set, and it's over, but too long and out of bounds. Cavemen with the 3-0 lead. Great start here by the Cavemen. Last time we were here, they were facing Triton, and we're off to a bad start, so a nice start here at home for the Cavemen. New Prairie does get it over, and the Cavemen are not going to be able to get it back and drop their first point. Nobody there as that Pelletier hit it. New Prairie will now have their first serve of the match. 3-1 Cavemen lead as that serve is up and over. Mitchell with the set. And there's a good block by New Prairie, and they're going to give that to New Prairie on the 4 hits. And the serve by New Prairie is up and over. Cavemen will have to get it over, and they do. That's going to be long, and they're going to say they hit the line, but the New Prairie bench thinks that was out of bounds, but that is not going to be called out of bounds. So the Cavemen will get that point. The serve is up and over. New Prairie gets it back over. Mitchell with the set, back to Madison. Madison puts it down, and good. A great play there by the Cavemen as they will score another point. Cavemen now lead 5-2 here in our first game. Back to serve for the Cavemen is number 7, Megan Fry. A good serve as New Prairie will try to get over. They do, right into the block, and Mishawaka's got to save it. They do. New Prairie now with the chance. A great play there as a distraction as she puts it over there for a point. That was number 4, Mackenzie Powell for New Prairie, as she put it over on the second hit and right into an empty area of the Cavemen. Into serve is number 13 for New Prairie. Streffling with a great play off the block and out of bounds. So Streffling comes up big there, gets some good force behind that spike there, excuse me, and ends up with a point for the Cavemen. 6-3 Cavemen lead. Back to serve for the Cavemen. It's going to be number 11, one of the co-captains here, Courtney Pelletier. The Prairie does get it over. Mitchell with the set over to Streffling, who hits it hard but out of bounds. New Prairie with that point. New Prairie serve. Back to serve is going to be number 1, Ashley Suppinger. And the Cavemen aren't going to be able to get that. So a nice play there by New Prairie to get a good serve, and the Cavemen weren't able to deal with it. Back to serve again is Suppinger. That serve is up and over. Mitchell with the set to Madison. Great hit there by Madison, but New Prairie sticks with it. They're going to have to get it over. They do. Mitchell puts it up. Streffling gets it up and over. A great hit, but another great block, but they stick with it. So good job by both teams right now as Madison comes in. Good hit there. And New Prairie's got to get it over. They do. Cavemen stick with it. Streffling gets it over. And that point is not going to count. They're going to have to replay that, as that hit the basketball hoop there. For some reason, that side is not up. I don't know if it's malfunctioning or what. On the one end of the court where the Cavemen are, the hoop is up. On the end where New Prairie is, the net is down. As that serve is up and into the net, and that'll be a point for the Cavemen. So coming in for the Cavemen is going to be number 23, Jordan Holland. Holland's going to put it up, gets the serve over. Great play there by New Prairie, but the Cavemen are going to be able to stick with it. They get it over. Great play there, but both teams going back and forth right now. Holland comes across, but New Prairie sticks with it. And here it is. Great hit there, but good job by the Cavemen getting with it. Streffling's got to get it over and does. New Prairie gets it over as we're back and forth here. And still going. And a great hit. Is that going to be off of the Caveman player out of bounds? A great hit by number 6 for New Prairie. That's Swistek. Swistek had a couple good hits there and finally gets one off the Caveman and out of bounds. So New Prairie back to serve. That's going to be number 2, Jessica Hay. Mitchell's going to put it up. Streffling's got to get it over and does. New Prairie gets it over. A diving save there by the Cavemen. They got to get it over here, and Ashburn does. What a great play there by the Cavemen. And that's going to be in. So Holland was there, but she wasn't able to get to it. She thought it might go out of bounds, and that's going to be a point for New Prairie, as now the Cougars have tied it up at 7. The Cavemen scored the first 3 points of the game, but now we are tied at 7 here. We are in game number 1. Cavemen get it over and good. A great play there by Streffling, as the Cavemen are able to score a point to make it 8-7. And that's into the net. Cavemen will drop a point there to the Cougars. 8-8 is now the score. And the serve from number 6, Swistek, and that's it. It looked like it was in, but they're going to say it was out. Okay, we're going to say that was in. It looked in from here, so they're going to give that point to New Prairie. We had some miscommunication there. Swistek with another good serve. Fry gets it over, but New Prairie sticks with it. Great hit there from number 4. That was Mackenzie Powell again with a great hit, and now New Prairie has taken the 2-point lead. Cavemen now trail by 2. And that point goes to the Cavemen as they cut the lead to just 1 here. 10-9 is the score in our first set here of the match. And the serve from Ashburn is over. Good serve there. And the Cavemen got to get over. Can they? They do. Fry gets it over. And that's going to be out of bounds. So last time Powell went to that side, she was able to get it in for the point for New Prairie. This time it's just too far out. And Ashburn will go back to serve again. We are back to tied at 10. Good serve by Ashburn. And Powell comes in with a great hit inbounds, and that'll be a point for the Cougars. So New Prairie takes a 1-point lead. Back to serve for New Prairie is going to be number 7, Cameron Challenor, excuse me. Good serve there as Mitchell will put it up. Pelletier with the hit, but that's too far and out of bounds. Mishawaka was looking for that to be called a tip. It was not. Another serve that's up and over. Fry with the big hit, but right into the New Prairie defense. It is over. Fry puts it back over. We're back and forth there at the net. Now Mishawaka will have a chance to set up a play here. Fry gets it over, but great block, and that'll be a point for New Prairie. The Mishawaka bench. Coach Anderson there looking for the double hit, but it was not called. Another serve from New Prairie. Fry will have to get it over. She does. New Prairie's in good position here, though. The set. And a big hit there, but Mishawaka gets it back over. And they're going to call that as a double hit there. So she got both hands there, got the double hit, and that'll be a point for the Cavemen. The Cavemen now trail 13-11 here in our first set of this match. Good serve from Mitchell. And that's going to be Powell again. A big hit, but that's too long. Out of bounds. New Prairie bench looking for that to be called a tip. It was not called. And back to serve again is Mitchell. Good serve. And Powell has to get over. She does. Fry with the big hit, and that's going to be off the block and down. Point Cavemen. We are in a back and forth match here as it is now 13-13. Mitchell with another serve. A good serve as that's going to have to be played there. They do play it. They got to get it over now, and New Prairie does. Mitchell with the set. Madison coming across off the block, but it's still in. Powell has to get over and does. Good job by Ashburn laying out for that as Mitchell puts it up. Madison with the hit, and it's going to be out of bounds. Point New Prairie. In the game for New Prairie, that's going to be number 3, Listinsky. Good serve there as Ashburn can't get to it, and that's going to be an ace. So great serve from Powell, who's had a great game so far. She's one of the many seniors on this New Prairie team. Looks like they have at least 5 on this team. And that serves into the net back to their own side, so that's going to be a point Cavemen. Streffling's going to come in for the Cavemen. Going out is number 22, Emma Watford. And back to serve for the Cavemen is going to be number 7, Megan Fry. A good hit there right into empty space by New Prairie. That's going to be number 11, Hancock, with a great hit right where nobody was. Coach Anderson's kind of confused about what's going on, trying to get the team rotated the right way. Back in the game for New Prairie's number 13. Don't have a name on that number 13, but she's going to be back to serve. Good serve as Ashburn puts it up. Mitchell all the way over to Streffling with a big hit off the block, but New Prairie sticks with it. A good hit there by New Prairie, but Ashburn keeps it up. Streffling another hit there. Off the block, Cavemen will have a chance here. Pelletier off the block and down, so Cavemen point. Suppinger for New Prairie tried to save it and could not. Mishawaka will get the point. Pelletier is back to serve, and that's going to be down for an ace. A great play there by the Cavemen as he had some miscommunication by New Prairie, and the Cavemen will get the point. Again, tied at 16. We've been going back and forth here so far. Pelletier with a good serve. Again, miscommunication. This time they get it. A big hit there off the block and in. A big hit there from Swistek, but that was off the block and stays inbound. A great block by the Cavemen as the Cavemen will take the lead for the moment. 17-16 lead here in our first set. Pelletier again with the serve. Powell puts it up for Swistek again off the block, but it's going to be down on Mishawaka's side this time. So Swistek's really coming in with some great hits. A couple good blocks by the Cavemen. That one couldn't get back over the net as the Cavemen will get that, the Cougars get that point. We are now tied at 17 as the serve's up and over. Ashburn with the hit. It was going to be too far and out of bounds. A pretty good hit there by Ashburn, but she could not keep it inbounds, as that'll be a point for New Prairie. The set by Mitchell. Streffling with the hit. A good job by the New Prairie. And then, and Ashburn tries to put it down hard. Cannot, as it goes right into the net. And that's going to force Coach Steve Anderson of the Mishawaka Cavemen to call a timeout with the score 19-17. Cavemen trail by 2 here in our first set. Timeouts are 1 minute in length. We'll have 3 minutes between sets. Right now we are broadcasting our third Cavemen volleyball game. In the first one that was against Concord, was the first game of the season. In the first week of the school year, the Cavemen fell 3-1 to a very good Concord team. They came back the next night and faced Triton here at the Cave and was trailing in the first set and ended up coming back and winning very convincingly in the last 2. And then here tonight is our third home match for the ladies of the volleyball team as they try to defeat New Prairie. And again, New Prairie with the 2-point advantage right now, 19-17, as New Prairie will be serving out of the timeout. Serving again for New Prairie is number 1, Ashley Suppinger. Mitchell puts it up for Madison. That's up and down. So a good hit by Madison into kind of the middle of nowhere there as the New Prairie player tried to get it but could not. So the Cavemen get a point out of that timeout, so a good use of a timeout from Coach Anderson as Holland's back to serve. She puts it up and over. Swistek puts it up. They got to play it off the roof as Holland puts it over. It's going to be long and out of bounds. So a tough break there as the Cavemen saved it off a big hit by Swistek, but they could not keep it in as that hit the roof and took a weird angle down for them. Ceiling is a little bit lower here than in some other places. A great serve, but into the net, Cavemen point. Cavemen now back to trailing by just 1 as Watford comes in. Out is number 6, Streffling. So Watford is now back to serve. She puts it up and gets it over the net. Powell's going to get this one over and does. Megan Fry right there for the Cavemen. And Fry will have a chance to get it in off the block. It's still up, and it's going to be down for a Caveman point. A poor second hit there by New Prairie gives the Cavemen a point. It is now tied at 20 here in set number 1. Another good serve by Watford as they're going to have to chase it and cannot get there. So the Cavemen have taken the lead late here. 21-20 is the score. Another serve by Watford. That one way too low, hitting close to the bottom of the net. And so that'll gift a point to New Prairie as we are now tied at 21. And the serve here by Swistek is up and over. Fry has a chance here, but a good job by New Prairie keeping it alive. Over to Powell, who comes in hard off the net and back at them, as that'll be a Cavemen point. And we are down to the wire here in our very first set. It is 22-21. Cavemen lead and the serve as Liz Ashburn is back to serve. She puts it up, gets it over the net. New Prairie's going to have to get it over, as it'll be Powell off the block and into the middle of nowhere there, as it'll be point New Prairie. So a good block there, but it goes soft off the block and down into the open area there, as we are now tied at 22. Back to serve is number 7, Challenor, and she gets it over, and Fry's going to try. Powell's going to come across hard, and it's going to be down and out of bounds. So that'll be a point for New Prairie, as New Prairie now takes the 1-point lead here, 23-22. And that's going to have Coach Anderson calling his second timeout here in the first game. It is a tight one, as right now the Cavemen trail by 1. 23-22 is the score. As we look ahead, we've got some broadcasts coming up. We've got one broadcast left this week. That will be the Mishawaka Cavemen football team. That football team will be playing here at Steel Stadium. Last week we were not able to broadcast from Valparaiso, but we will be able to broadcast it, as Friday will be a home game against Marist. Marist out of Illinois, just outside Chicago. Marist will be traveling here to Steel Stadium to take on the Cavemen. Cavemen coming off a tough loss last Friday night, as they lost to Valparaiso by a score of 31-7. So the Cavemen volleyball team is going to try to make a run out of this timeout, as they did the first time. They trail by 1. Back to serve is Challenor. And the Cavemen will try to get a point. The serve is up and over. Mitchell up to Pelletier. She gets it over off the hand of Powell and out of bounds. That ball looked like it was going out of bounds, and Powell just had her hand there, and it went off of it and out of bounds. And we are back to tied at 23. And the serve is up and over by Mitchell. New Prairie will try to get a point back here, as Powell comes in hard off the block, and New Prairie's still got it. And again, Powell. Ashburn lays out, keeps it going. Mitchell puts it up for Fry. She gets it over. And New Prairie can't get to it, as that'll be a point for the Cavemen. The Cavemen had a great play, especially by Liz Ashburn, number 4. Mitchell with the serve, it's up. This is for the match, or for the game, as that's down. Ashburn dives out for it and gets it. Mitchell puts it back to Madison, and it's down, and the Cavemen win. Great play there by the Cavemen to get that last point and win the first set, 25-23, as we will be heading to set number 2. We are just about to start our second set here as the Cavemen won a thrilling first set by a score of 25-23. It was back and forth, and New Prairie had the lead, and the Cavemen had the lead, and we were tied, and the Cavemen came out on top there. So Cavemen win the first set. They'll be going here in the second set, trying to keep that momentum going we are about ready to start. I'm Matt Rendell, bringing you our Caveman volleyball match here tonight. We'll have another one coming up next week here at the Cave, as we will bring you that schedule here later in our match. The Cavemen will be starting here in just a second. It looks like New Prairie will have the serve to start, as they're trying to figure out couple things lineup wise. As there we go. It looks like we're ready to go here. Now we just need the volleyball. And there it comes. So serving for New Prairie will be number 4, Powell, who's had a very good game so far. And she's going to be back to serve here to start our second set. The serve is up and over. Streffling was in between but gets it up as Pelletier comes across off the block and down. So the Cavemen start off the second set just as they did the first, with a point, and try to take our second set here after winning the first. New Prairie's gonna have to get over and will not. And the third hit goes down, and again the Cavemen are now up 2-0. That serve is up and over. A very good serve there by the Cavemen. Swistek gets it up and down. A great hit there coming across their body, as Swistek was a little bit off balance, but was able to get it across with enough force to get down for a New Prairie point. Back to serve for New Prairie again is number 13. Again, I don't have a name on that on my roster, so that serve is up and over. Mitchell comes for it. She gets it as Madison will have to get it over. She does. A great hit there, but New Prairie gets it up. Powell puts it over to Swistek, and a great hit, and that's down and in. A beautiful hit there from Swistek, and a great play by New Prairie will tie it all at 2. New Prairie to serve again. The ball is up and over. Mitchell puts it up for Pelletier right off the block. Can they stick with it? They do. They're going to have to get it over here. Mishawaka will have a chance now. And Madison off the block. Nobody gets to it for Mishawaka, as both Streffling and Fry went for it, but neither got to it, as that'll be a point for New Prairie. And New Prairie to serve again, now with a 1-point advantage. That serve is up and over. Ashburn, Mitchell, Pelletier. Over and inbounds. A great play there by the Cavemen as it hits inbounds for a point. And now the Cavemen have tied it. Fry back to serve for the Cavemen. A good serve, but just off the top of the net. Didn't get over, so that'll be a point back to New Prairie right away. And back to serve is going to be number 1, Ashley Suppinger again. Good serve as Fry had to deal with it. They're going to have to hit it over. Can they? They do. Good job by the Cavemen. Great diving play by Mitchell there. But New Prairie sticks with it. Off the block and down. So the Cavemen scrambled a couple times but couldn't keep it going, as New Prairie now takes a 2-point lead. And the serve is up and over. Ashburn, Mitchell all the way over to Streffling and down. What a play there by Streffling as she gets it down for the Cavemen point. Cavemen will now be back to serve, as it'll be Pelletier. She gets it up and over. Good serve there. Powell puts it across to Swistek, and that's a great block there by the Cavemen. And that'll be another point, Cavemen, and we're back to tied. So we've been back and forth and still, again, tied now here in set number 2. Powell puts it up again for Swistek, who puts it off the block and out of bounds. So Madison went up for the block, but it goes right off of her and out of bounds for a New Prairie point. The serve is up and over. That was number 2, Hay, with the serve. Ashburn goes up high and gets it over. But Swistek's going to try off the block again, but New Prairie's still with it as they get it over. And Ashburn again, for the second time, wasn't able to stick with that as she tried to put it right back and could not. So another point there for New Prairie as Hay will go back to serve again. A good serve right off the net, but it's still over. So Ashburn will go up here. She puts it over and down, inbounds for a Mishawaka point. Great hit there by Ashburn as 2 players from New Prairie just watched each other as it hit. And Holland back to serve for the Cavemen. New Prairie gets it back over. Mitchell put it up for Streffling, who comes in hard off the block and down on Mishawaka's side. In for the Cougars is going to be number 5. Number 5 is Olivia Kelly. And Swistek back to serve. Great hit there by the Cavemen. That's up. They're going to have to play it from there. And it's back over. Mitchell hits it over. New Prairie gets it over. Good job by the Cavemen sticking with it as it'll be Fry. Fry hits it too long. Point New Prairie. So New Prairie has taken one of the largest leads here tonight with a 3-point advantage. Good serve, but out of bounds. So that serve was a good serve there by Swistek, but it goes too far as the Cavemen will get the point and cut the lead to 2. The serve by Watford, who just came in. And New Prairie is going to not be able to get it over as a bad set there forced a third hit that was never going to make it over. And it'll be a Caveman point. 9-8 Cougar lead over the Cavemen. And that's going to be a double hit there as not a very good set there by Hay, and that's going to be Caveman point. And right after I said a 3-point lead for New Prairie, all of a sudden we are back to being tied. Hay puts it up. That ball's over, but too long, out of bounds. So the Cavemen now have scored 4 straight points after trailing by 3. It is now 10-9. Cavemen lead. The serve by Watford is over. Powell comes in hard off the block and down, and that'll be another Cavemen point. That's going to force a timeout from New Prairie. New Prairie is going to have to try to get it together after giving up 5 straight points to the Cavemen. And we are coming out of this New Prairie timeout. Cavemen still with the serve as Watford will be back to serve. Cavemen lead by 2. And New Prairie's going to try to put it back as Powell comes across, but again off the block. And a good job by Holland keeping that going as Fry puts it up. Mitchell's going to have to get it over, and does. And Powell's going to come in hard again, but she puts it over as Holland up. Mitchell puts it up for Ashburn. And we're going back and forth here. Powell again, and out of bounds. And New Prairie coach is looking for that to be called a tip. It was not, though. And after a quick argument there from the New Prairie sideline, nothing changing as Mishawaka will be back to serve again. And Watford keeps that alive. They're going to have to play it off the ceiling, and Fry's got to get it over, and does. New Prairie with a chance now. They got to get it over. They do. Holland to Mitchell all the way across the Fry, off the tip, and they stick with it. A great play there by New Prairie as Powell in off the block and down. A great play there by Powell, who's had a great match so far for New Prairie as she gets that down for the point. Coach Anderson was looking for that to be called double hit at some point there, but it was not. New Prairie now to serve as Mitchell puts it up for Ashburn, and that's a good play there to keep it alive by the Cougars. Powell gets it over. Mitchell puts it up for Fry, off the block, and not down, but it hits the net and comes back down, and so that'll be a Cavemen point. Cavemen back to a 3-point lead. 13-10 is the score here in our second set. Ashburn back to serve for the Cavemen. She puts that up, gets it over. The set to Powell, off the block and out of bounds. So a good block there by the Cavemen, but it was angled to the wrong side as it goes off the block and out of bounds. New Prairie point. In for New Prairie is going to be number 3. Lastinsky is in. Back to serve is number 4, Powell. Good serve there as Watford gets it. They got to get it over, can they? And they do. What a play there by the Cavemen to keep it alive. Powell with a great play there on the second hit, just tapping it over into that open space. So the Cavemen kind of scrambled there, were able to get it back over, but could not again as Powell made a really smart hit there, putting it right in the middle of the Cavemen. And a hit there is going to be too far and out of bounds. A good serve by Powell as it just barely missed. In for the Cavemen is going to be Madison. Out is Holland as Mitchell go back to serve. 14-12, Cavemen lead by 2. And New Prairie gets it over, and miscommunication there between Ashburn and Madison as it hits right at both of their feet, and that'll be a New Prairie point. After an exciting first set, it looks like this one is going to be just about as exciting as it's a 1-point Caveman lead as Madison off to get it over and does. Swistek with the big hit, but the great block by the Cavemen, and that'll be a Caveman point. So the Cavemen blocking has been very good on the big hits from Powell and Swistek, but the Cavemen lead is only 2 as we're in for another exciting set here. Serve by Fry is good. Suppinger gets it over. Ashburn puts it up to Mitchell, and Madison's got to get over. She does. Powell puts it over again, and the Cavemen somehow get that back over. And Ashburn up. Mitchell across. Streffling with a good hit. New Prairie keeps it alive. Swistek with the big hit. But they're going to call a net infraction there on the Cavemen. They're going to call that on number 9, I think, Madison, as that's going to be a point for New Prairie. Back to serve for New Prairie is Suppinger again. She puts it up and over. Pelletier trying to get over and does. Right down, just as Powell had done to them. Pelletier just taps it over into open space, and nobody could quite get there. Pelletier back to serve for the Cavemen. She puts it up, gets it over. Powell up to Swistek, off the block and out of bounds. New Prairie gets that point. A good block by the Cavemen, but they couldn't keep it inbounds. In for the Cavemen is number 8. That's going to be Springman. Back to serve, and in for New Prairie is going to be number 2, Jessica Hay. Good serve there by Hay. Streffling to Mitchell. And Streffling again, and that's going to be off of Hay, but it goes over, so we're still playing. Streffling again with the tip. It's going to come down, and Hay's going to hit it, but out of bounds. Good play there by Streffling. Instead of coming hard, taps it in. As Madison will go out, Holland will come in, and it'll be her serve. Cavemen lead this second set by 2 here, 17-15, after winning the first set by 2, 25-23. Good serve there by Holland. Hay puts it up. Powell with the big hit, as that'll be off the Caveman and out of bounds. A great hit there by Powell as New Prairie gets the point. Kelly in for New Prairie as Swistek's back to serve. Springman puts it up. Mitchell up for Holland. She puts it up and over. And that's into the body of Hay, as that'll go off of her arms and way too far for anybody to get. And that'll be a Caveman point here as we head towards the ending point of this second set. It is 18-16. Again, these are to 25, so the Cavemen 7 points from winning this. Watford back in to serve. A good hit off the block and down. Good play there by the recent sub Kelly as she puts it off the block, and the Cavemen weren't able to get to it. A 1-point lead right now for Mishawaka as New Prairie's back to serve. Mitchell's got to get it over. She cannot, and the Cavemen got to get over. They do. Good job by the Cavemen scrambling there. Powell with the big hit off the block and just out of bounds as the Cavemen couldn't get it. A really good block on the big hit by Powell, but it goes just out of bounds as we are back to being tied here in our second set. Cavemen will have to get it over here as Holland cannot, into the net, and that'll be a point for New Prairie. New Prairie has taken the lead. They have trailed most of this second set, but they were close enough now to make that 3-point run, and now are ahead by 1 over the Cavemen. Mitchell's going to put it across for Fry. Fry puts it into the block. It's down, and the Cavemen will have to play it. Fry again. It's off the block, but it goes over, and Cavemen point. They're going to call a lift, but that was going to be down either way. So the Cavemen will score. We are back to tied now at 19. To serve for the Cavemen is number 4, Ashburn. She puts it up and over. It is long, though, and out of bounds. So Ashburn puts it long, and that'll give a New Prairie a point and the lead by 1, 20-19. In for New Prairie is Listinsky. And to serve is Powell. Powell puts it over. Watford puts it up to Mitchell, to Fry. Fry gets it over. New Prairie, though, has a chance here. Swistek puts it over, and too long, out of bounds. Swistek just couldn't get over that ball enough for that to stay in bounds as we are tied at 20 in another exciting match here between the Cavemen and the Cougars. Cavemen will have the serve here. It's Mitchell. She puts it up, gets it over. A tip there as they will be able to play it as Mitchell puts it up for Madison. Good diving save there by Powell. They're going to have to get it over, and Powell does. Nobody can get to it for the Cavemen as that'll be a point for New Prairie. That's a tough break for the Cavemen as they knew it had to come over, and Powell didn't have a lot behind it, but put it right in the middle of the Cavemen and was able to get a point. With that point, we're going to have a timeout here by Coach Anderson. New Prairie leads 21-20 in our second set. Well, as we speak right now, the Cavemen girls golf team is in action as well. They are at Bent Oak taking on Concord, so they are out. Hopefully the weather is nice. I don't know as I've been here in the gym. But our athletic director, Dean Huppert's out there taking pictures. You can check those out on Facebook or excuse me, on Twitter, and you can also check them out on Twitter, excuse me. You can check them out on Twitter. Along with our broadcasting Twitter, we're just putting out links so you can check the broadcast, see how it's going. The Cavemen volleyball team right now won the first set. They are right now trailing by 1 in our second set. As we are coming out of this timeout, it is 21-20. We're trying to get to 25 here. The Cavemen are going to have to make something happen here as New Prairie will come out of this timeout serving. And the Cavemen will try to get those 5 points before New Prairie can get to 25. And the Cavemen, Mitchell puts it up for Pelletier. She gets it over. And Swistek with a great hit, right in and down, and that'll be a point for New Prairie. So New Prairie now leads by 2 here, very late in our second set. That's over as Ashburn puts it to Mitchell. Mitchell across to Madison. Madison gets it down. Powell puts it across for Swistek, and they're going to call again a double hit there. That one on Powell, as the Cavemen will get an easy point there. 22-21 Cavemen trail. Streffling in for the Cavemen as Watford goes out. Fry puts it up and into the net, in a tough break there for the Cavemen as she just can't get it quite over the net. It is now 23-21 New Prairie. Suppinger to serve. That's up and over. Mitchell's going to put it up across for Streffling, who taps it down and in. Good play there by Streffling as she just gets it down, as that's going to be a Caveman point. She saw the open area, and now it'll be Pelletier to serve. Cavemen trail by 1 here late in set number 2. Powell puts it up for Swistek off the block. New Prairie sticks with it though. Swistek's going to try it again. Another block and down. A great job by the Cavemen as they have now tied it at 23 here, and that's going to be a timeout for New Prairie. So some great action here at the Cave as the Cavemen have fought back here after trailing 23-21. They're able to come back, and now tied at 23, they will have the serve. So the Cavemen are going to try to make something happen here out of this New Prairie timeout. Try to get 2 points here to win this set, as they won the first set 25-23. See if they can win the second 25-23 as well. 2 points away from victory. We are just about finished here with our second set. Our next broadcast again will be Friday here at Steel Stadium. Last Friday we did not have a broadcast at Valpo, but this Friday we will. Caveman football team will be taking on Marist out of the Chicagoland area. They'll be traveling all the way here to Steel Stadium. Set number 2 is just about finished, tied at 23 as Pelletier for the Cavemen puts it over. Powell for New Prairie puts it up and off the block. They're going to have to play it. They do. Swistek with the great hit, but Cavemen stick with it. Madison over to Streffling. Streffling off the block. They're going to have to play a good job by Powell. Off the block and down. Great play by Streffling, getting the block, and it falls. And the Cavemen are 1 point away from victory here in set number 2. And New Prairie's got to get it over. Swistek down. So a big play there by New Prairie. Swistek comes with the big hit, gets it down inbounds, and we are now tied at 24. The Cougars will serve now, as it'll be number 2, Hay, back to serve for New Prairie. Tied at 24. The serve is up and over. Mitchell's going to put it up. Ashburn's got to get it over. She does. Swistek in, but Springman's right there. Fry's going to have to get it over. She does. Powell with the big hit. And Caveman can't stick with it, as that'll be tipped and out of bounds point for New Prairie. New Prairie is up 25-24, but they need an extra point to get that victory by 2. And that's going to force Coach Anderson to another timeout here. 25-24 is our score here. New Prairie leads. They'll be coming out of this timeout with the serve, as the Cavemen won the first set 25-23. New Prairie with the serve trying to win this set 26-24, as they lead 25-24 right now. Coach Anderson trying to get the Cavemen ready for this big serve. So it's been an exciting match so far as the first set went down to the wire and the second set is doing the same. So if we're going to continue this, we may be here a while, but it will be exciting. Cavemen just about to break out of this timeout. New Prairie took about 5 seconds in their huddle, and they were already out there ready to go as Hayes got the ball ready to serve as we're just about ready. Here they come. Back to serve is Hay as she will try to get this set here for the Cougars as she puts it up, gets it over. Mitchell's going to put it across to Streffling. Streffling tips it, but right there is Swistek. Powell in, and that's going to drop for a point, New Prairie, and New Prairie wins set number 2. Tough break there for the Cavemen as they won the first set by 2. They lose the second by 2, 26-24. We're going to take a quick break here, a couple minutes. We'll be back to bring you set number 3. We are set and ready for the third and very important set here as the Cavemen won the first set 25-23. In the second set, New Prairie, the Cougars, they won 26-24. So both teams have scored the same amount of points in this match. So far in our 2 sets, Cavemen have scored 49 points and the Cougars have scored 49 points as well. And the Cavemen will start with Mitchell serving. And a great block, but New Prairie sticks with it. They get it over. Fry keeps it alive. And Madison's going to try it. She does get it over. And a big hit there by Fry, but the Cavemen will have to keep playing it as New Prairie does get it back over. Pelletier gets it over. Good job by Powell keeping it alive. And it's over. Fry will have to play it. Pelletier with the tip as it's down. A great tip there from Pelletier as the Cavemen again for the third set in a row score the first point, 1-0. Mitchell puts it over. Swistek gets it over right into the block of Pelletier. And Powell have a chance, but Mitchell's right there. And they're going to call that as a double hit there on Madison. 1-1 is our score here in set number 3. And Powell with the serve. Mitchell's going to play it up across to Madison with a big hit, and it's down. A great hit from Madison as the Cavemen take the 2-1 lead. We've had very few leads of more than 1 or 2. I don't think only a few times one of these teams is led by 3. Good play there by New Prairie, but Cavemen keep it alive. Streffling off the block, but New Prairie keeps that going. A big hit off the block and down. Cavemen with the big block as they will score, make it 3-1. We are in the third set here. Back to serve for the Cavemen is Fry. She puts it up and over. Swistek has to get it over. She does. Ashburn's there, though. Mitchell back to Madison. A good hit by Madison, but a great defensive play there by Swistek. And that's going to be down and inbounds. Mitchell moved right out of the way. It looked like she would have had a good shot at it. Ashburn dove, but could not get there, as that'll be a point for the Cougars. Just when the Cavemen got a few points, see if they can go on a run, they could not, as New Prairie takes it right back. Cavemen still lead by 1. Mitchell puts it up. Streffling's got to get over. She does. Across the Swistek, off the block. But New Prairie plays it. They got to get it over. They do. So the Cavemen will have an opportunity here. Mitchell back to Madison. Madison winds up, but off the block and down. So the Cavemen have had a lot of good points blocking themselves. But this time, Madison tries to get over. Cannot, as the New Prairie block stops them. 3-3 our score here in set number 3. They've got to get it over now as Ashburn goes up and does. Off the net, but over. And that's going to be a double hit. It's kind of unfortunate there. Kind of hit the net, got caught up there a few times, and Madison got caught up in the air, could not get it over. 3 straight points makes it 4-3 New Prairie. Madison out, Holland in for the Cavemen. Good serve there by New Prairie. Mitchell over to Streffling. Streffling gets it over. Swistek comes across. A good job there by Streffling. But Swistek again with a big hit. And another huge point there for New Prairie as they are now up 5-3. The ball is up and over. Pelletier's got to get over. She does. New Prairie kind of on a roll right now. A good tip and down and inbounds. They're going to say that was tipped, so it'll be a point to New Prairie. So New Prairie has gone on a big 5-point run, which is going to cause Coach Anderson and the Cavemen to take a timeout. 6-3 is our score right now as the Cavemen went up 3-1, but they've now given up 5 straight points here in set number 3. A big set here as both teams have split the first 2, trying to put the pressure on the other by winning the third and important set. In this timeouts, both coaches now taking their time, kind of explaining what they want to happen out of the timeout. New Prairie has been taking much shorter timeouts as they've been out usually a lot earlier, but this one, both trying to strategize in this big third set. And we're out of this timeout. New Prairie still serving. See if the Cavemen can get a point. They do. That serve is just out of bounds as the Cavemen will score a point here. 6-4, New Prairie lead. So just when New Prairie had a thing going, that timeout kind of stopped their momentum. New Prairie's got to get it over. They do. Ashburn dives for it, but out of position there, and that'll be a point. Serve back to New Prairie. And the serve from Suppinger is over. And the set from Mitchell all the way over to Ashburn. Ashburn with the big hit, and that's going to be down. So a good play there by the Cavemen to get the serve back. Cavemen now trail 7-5. That serve is over by Holland. Powell puts it up. New Prairie gets it over, and Cavemen scramble but can't get there. Those tips have really hurt the Cavemen tonight. They just can't seem to get to most of them. As it is now 8-3, in for New Prairie is Hay to serve. That serve is over. Mitchell puts it up. Holland's going to come and hit that one. A great hit by Holland as that hits the roof and comes straight down. You got to play it off the roof here, as the roof has kind of got that angle to it. So when you play it off there, you never know where it's coming down. But that was a benefit to the Cavemen here today. Watford in, she serves. A good block by the Cavemen, but they're going to say that never made it over the net. So Cavemen get another point there. Now have cut the lead back to 1. The serve by Watford is over. New Prairie puts it up. Powell with the big hit again. Those tips have really, really hurt the Cavemen. They go up for those double blocks and nobody in that empty space. And Powell has done a great job of taking advantage of that here today. Back to serve is Swistek. In the game is number 5, Kelly. And a bad hit there by Watford on that serve. Watford tried to hit it instead of moving over. She just couldn't get a good connection on that and gives New Prairie an easy point. 10-7, New Prairie lead. And this time Watford lays out and gets it. Ashburn gets it over, but too long. So New Prairie with one of the largest leads of the night, 11-7. A 4-point lead here as Swistek back to serve again. She puts it over as Ashburn. Mitchell all the way across to Fry, and Fry puts it off the net but doesn't get over. And now New Prairie's on a roll. 12-7 is the lead here in set number 3. Coaches have very rarely sat down in this match as it's been crazy. And Holland indecisive there as she tries to set it, but probably would have been better off with the bump. But New Prairie again scores, and now definitely the largest lead of the night at 13-7. Holland will be coming out of the game. In the game now for the first time tonight is number 17, Cora Neff. And Neff gets it as it's set to Ashburn, who puts it over. And Powell comes across hard. And the Cavemen couldn't quite get to it. Good job by Neff laying out for it, trying to get to it, but could not quite get there. Swistek to serve again as the Cavemen have now been doubled up. 7-14 is the lead for New Prairie. Off the block and down, so that'll be a point for the Cavemen. The Cavemen are going to have to make a run here at some point, and they could start there with this point. Cavemen will be able to serve now, down 6. Ashburn back. The serve is up and over. Miscommunication as the Cavemen will get a point. A big ace there for the Cavemen, as the Cavemen now trail by 5. So the lead cut from 7-5 in just a couple quick plays. Ashburn back to serve. Can the Cavemen keep it going? Good serve by Ashburn. Cavemen stick with it. Fry comes across and out of bounds. Cavemen thought that was tipped. They're going to say it was not, so that's going to be a point for New Prairie. Back to serve for the first time tonight for New Prairie is number 8, Sarah Frank. She puts it up and over. Ashburn, Mitchell, all the way over to Fry. Fry gets it down, but a good job by New Prairie sticking with it. Powell gets it over. Ashburn keeps it up. Mitchell, Fry again, and that one's inbounds. So Hay let that one go, thinking it might go out of bounds, but Fry with a big hit as it stays inbounds. Neff will go out of the game. Coming in is number 9. That's Skylar Madison. So the Cavemen trail 15-10 as a good serve there by Mitchell. As Pelletier puts it down. The serve by Mitchell caused a poor hit from New Prairie, and Pelletier was right there to get the Cavemen the point. Cavemen now trail by only 4. Mitchell again with the serve. Swistek's got to get over. She does. Mitchell puts it up for Fry again. That's going to be too long and out of bounds. Cavemen players and team are saying that was tipped, but the judges are saying no, it was not tipped. So that's going to be a point for New Prairie. New Prairie leads 16-11. A big swing there as New Prairie will get the point. The Cavemen thought they had that one. And nobody gets there as that serve goes short. A good serve by Powell as nobody for the Cavemen could get to it. And that's an ace, so a big letdown there for the Cavemen. They thought they had a point. They did not, and then ace gives New Prairie the 6-point lead. And that one's going to go too long and out of bounds. Just out, they're going to say. Fry back to serve for the Cavemen. She gets it over. Powell's got to get it over. She does. Ashburn to Mitchell. Mitchell up to Pelletier. She comes in, and a big hit off of number 1, Ashley Suppinger, and out of bounds. 17-13. Cavemen trail by 4. They trailed by as much as 7 in this set, excuse me. And Fry back to serve again. She gets it over. Swistek to Powell. Powell puts it up. Another tip, and the tips have been really hurting the Cavemen. The Cavemen have done a good job blocking here today, but the tips have really cost them a lot of points as it will go back to New Prairie with a 5-point lead. Back to service number 13 for New Prairie. She had a big run earlier when they took the big lead. Mitchell puts it up for Streffling, and they're sticking with it as Powell gets it over. But they're going to call that a lift as the Cavemen will get a point. And Pelletier to serve for the Cavemen. Swistek with the big hit. Fry gets it over, though. Powell's got to get over and cannot. Powell, they're going to say it was a lift, but both coach and player are saying it was not. And Pelletier with the serve, but they're going to call that back because the ref was not ready. New Prairie coach still not happy with that call of a lift. Cavemen with the 3-point deficit right here. Good job by Powell to try to get it over, but Cavemen stick with it. Swistek tries to get over and does. Pelletier keeps it going, but then Mitchell can't keep it on their side as that'll be a point for the Cougars. New Prairie leads by 4, 19-15. New Prairie serve. It's up and over, and nobody's going to get there again. Another ace for New Prairie as the Cavemen now go down by 5 again. In for the first time tonight is going to be number 1, Alex Lanou. New Prairie serves this one into the net. Cavemen point. In the game to serve is number 23, Holland, as Madison will go to the bench. Holland back to serve. She puts it up, gets it over. Good job there by New Prairie, but the Cavemen stick with it. Ashburn's got to get over and does an inbounds. Good play by the Cavemen to get that into a space where nobody was, and the Cavemen cut the lead to 3. 20-17 is the lead for New Prairie. Holland back to serve. She puts it up and over. Swistek with the big hit and down. Swistek's had a great match so far, along with Powell for New Prairie. Back to serve for New Prairie is going to be number 2, Hay. New Prairie leads by 4 late in set number 3. Holland gets there. Mitchell puts it up. Lanou gets a good hit there and was able to get the point. So the subs for Mishawaka, Lanou and Neff try to bring some energy to this team as Watford comes in to serve and Fry comes in. So the Cavemen now trail by 3, 21-18, and Watford back to serve. Good serve, and the Cavemen get the ace. The Cavemen now trail by just 2 as there will be a timeout by New Prairie. So the Cavemen trying to make the comeback. They trailed 14-7 in this match. It is now 21-19. The Cavemen trail by 2, and the Cavemen will be serving. Watford will be back to serve again for the Cavemen to try to keep the comeback going. So we'll be coming out of this New Prairie timeout. Cavemen serve. Down by 2. Cavemen won the first set 25-23, dropped the second set 26-24, and right now the Cavemen trail 21-19. Watford with the serve. Powell coming across hard and gets it down. A huge play there from Powell and New Prairie to extend the lead to 3 here, 22-19. Swistek with the serve. Ashburn keeps it alive. Mitchell back to Ashburn off the block. New Prairie will be able to play it. Hay puts it up. Another tip, and that's down. And again, the tips just really hurting the Cavemen, as the Cavemen now trail by 4, 2 points from defeat. Swistek with the serve again. Mitchell to Fry off the block, and again, New Prairie will have a chance. They tip it, and Mitchell will have a chance here to Fry. Fry gets it down, but New Prairie somehow gets it over. Ashburn gets it down, but New Prairie sticks with it. Powell with the big hit, but Wofford's right there. All the way over to Fry, and she gets it down. A big play there by Megan Fry as the Cavemen score the point. It is now 23-20. Back to serve for the Cavemen. Down 3 is going to be Lizzie Ashburn. She bounces it, ready to serve. And here it comes. There it is. New Prairie will have a chance here. Mishawaka sticks with it. Mitchell puts it up. Fry again. A great diving save there by Swistek. And Powell, the Cavemen are not going to be able to get there. A great play there by New Prairie as the Cavemen thought they might have a point. And with the score 24-20, the Cavemen will take a timeout here. Try to get some magic here, trailing by 4. And New Prairie to serve. That serve is over. New Prairie is 1 point from victory here in set number 3. And they'll have a chance right here. And they get it. Right off the Caveman block and out of bounds. New Prairie wins set number 3, 25-20. As we get ready to head to the 4th set. This set could be the final one if New Prairie can win. We are just about set here for our 4th set here. The Cavemen won the first one in an exciting fashion, 25-23. The Cavemen ended up losing the second one in just as exciting fashion, 26-24. And we had the kind of blowout of the night so far in the 3rd set, 25-20, as it was still very close. Cavemen trailing by just 2 late in that set. So it's been a really tightly contested match so far, and the Cavemen will have to win this set to keep us moving on. And we're just about ready here as we got everybody in. And we're going to start here with New Prairie back to serve. Back to serve for New Prairie has been one of the stars of the night for the Cougars, Mackenzie Powell. Powell puts it over. Mitchell puts it up for Madison. Madison off the block. They've got to get it. They do. They got to get it over. They do. And Mitchell back. Madison off the block and out of bounds. So for the 4th straight set, the Cavemen have scored the first point. 1-0. Cavemen lead as they will go back to serve. To serve now for the Cavemen will be number 7. That's Megan Fry. Fry will put it up and over. And a big hit there by Swistek, but the Cavemen stick with it. Streffling with a good hit there. Mitchell puts it up. Madison up over to Streffling. Streffling off the block, and she has to hit it over, and she does. Swistek a good hit off the block there, but Cavemen are still with it. Fry gets it into the net, though, and not over. So good back and forth there, but Fry just a little late there as she couldn't get it over the net. Puts it in the net, and it'll be 1-1. We are in our fourth set here. If New Prairie can win this fourth set, the match will be over. If the Cavemen will win, we'll be going to our fifth and decisive set. The hit by Streffling is good, but not good enough. And Swistek off the block and out of bounds. Swistek and Powell have been great hitters here tonight for New Prairie. As New Prairie will go back to serve. And that's going to be in, though. Cavemen were saying out, but that was definitely not out as that ball was called in. And the serve by New Prairie is good. Mitchell puts it across for Streffling. Streffling winds up, gets a good hit on that. As Pelletier, they'll have to put it back over. Swistek with a big hit off the block. Mitchell saves it, and Streffling puts it over. The tip this time, Mitchell's there. Streffling with a big hit off the block and out of bounds. Good play there by the Cavemen as the Cavemen now trail 3-2 in set number 4. And Pelletier serves into the net, though. Cavemen have hurt themselves today on their serving into net a number of times. Back to serve is Suppinger. Ashburn will have to get it over. She does. Powell puts it up. They've got to get it over. They do. Madison's there. Mitchell puts it up for Fry. Fry gets it over. And Swistek with the big hit. And that's going to be out of bounds. Just barely out of bounds as Powell almost got that to go over. But the Cavemen will score that point. Still trail by 1. And the serve is up and over. A big hit there by Swistek, and has she been good tonight? A big play there from New Prairie as they take the 5-3 lead. The serve is going to be up from Hay. She gets it over. Mitchell puts it up. Streffling's got to get it over. She does. Almost over the defense, but Swistek again off the net this time. Streffling winds up a big hit, but a good job there by New Prairie sticking with it. Powell's got to get it over. She does. Ashburn with a good hit. Streffling's got to get it over and does. And again, Swistek with a big hit. They're going to say that's just out of bounds. So Swistek thought that might be inbounds. It just falls out as it'll be Cavemen serve. Watford came in for the serve. Cavemen got to get it over. She does. And now we got Swistek again, a big hit and down. And the lead is now 6-4, and a lot of that due to the great play from New Prairie, especially from the person serving right now, Swistek. She gets it over and almost down for an ace. Springman gets it over. And a great save there by Swistek as the ball is still in. Mitchell's going to put it up for Ashburn. And that's going to be out of bounds. They're going to say it was tipped, so it is going to be point New Prairie. So New Prairie gets that point as it was out of bounds, but tipped by the Cavemen. And the Caveman Ashburn gets it down. That ball looked like it was going out, but it was played. Swiss Tech's got to get it over and cannot. Just off the net. Can't quite get it over, as it'll be Cavemen serve, trailing 7-5. And the serve from Ashburn is over. Hay puts it up. It is tipped over. Good job by the Cavemen sticking with it. And Fry off the block. And they're going to say that's a fourth hit, and that'll be a point for New Prairie. So New Prairie to serve again. That serve is over. Pelletier with a good hit to get it over. Cavemen will have a chance again. Over to Fry. Fry gets up, but it's too long. Fry just couldn't get it down enough as it goes too long and out of bounds. Cavemen now trail 9-5. Watford keeps it up for the Cavemen. Mitchell to Fry. She gets it over. Can they get it over? And Powell have a chance? She does. A great play there by New Prairie as Mitchell put it up. Fry again off the block and out of bounds. So the Cavemen have got to keep it close. They went down 7. Were never able to come back. Right now they're down 3. Got to make sure they keep it close here early on so they can make a run at the end to try to get the victory here in set number 4. That ball's up and into the net, and again the Cavemen give it back on a serve into the net. And you hear one of the coaches on the bench for the Cavemen saying free points, and that's what they're giving them on those serves. So back to serve is Powell. She puts it up and over. Those serves have been difficult for the Cavemen to deal with. Madison has a chance here, and they got to get it over now, and they do. Ashburn puts it up. Mitchell to Pelletier, and it's down. So the Cavemen and the Cougars going back and forth right now. Back to serve for the Cavemen is Megan Fry, down 3, 10-7. A good hit there. The Cavemen have to get it over. They do. And that's going to be out of bounds, but they're going to say it was tipped. So the tip goes out of bounds, and that'll be a point for New Prairie. And New Prairie will go back to serve yet again. The serve is up and over. Mitchell will put it up for Streffling. She comes in hard off the block. Powell puts over for Swestick, and it's down out of bounds, though. The block goes out of bounds. That'll be another point for New Prairie. New Prairie now with a 5-point advantage, and this is what happened in the last set. New Prairie got out to a 7-point advantage early on. Cavemen were never able to quite claw their way back. Madison with a big hit inbounds. A great hit by Madison. New Prairie players looking at each other. Nobody goes for it, and that'll be a point Cavemen. Pelletier to serve for the Cavemen. That one's up and over. A big hit there. The Cavemen stick with it, and it's inbounds, so they got to play it. And they're going to say that's a point for New Prairie there, as there was an infraction on the Cavemen. Back to a 5-point New Prairie lead, 13-8. Set number 4. Springman puts it up. They got to get it over, though, and they will not be able to. So a bad first hit that time by Lanou, and Springman couldn't quite save it, and the Cavemen weren't able to get there. Pelletier in for Springman. The serve is over. Streffling puts it up. Good job by Madison again, and Madison with another good hit as the Cavemen cut the lead back to 5. Into serve is Holland. She puts it up and just over off the top of the net. Mitchell with the big play, and that'll be a point, Cavemen. So the Cavemen get 2 in a row for the first time in a while. They trail 14-10 here in set number 4. Powell puts it up for Swestig, and New Prairie's got to get over. They do somehow. Mitchell puts it up for Ashburn. Ashburn puts it down and in. That's going to force a timeout here as New Prairie's lead is cut to 3. It was up to 6 just a few minutes ago. And even as the Cavemen are coming back, New Prairie has done a very good job of keeping their distance here in this 4th set. If they can win, they'll win the match. Cavemen trying to force a 5th and final set if they can win this one. We will have Cavemen volleyball again next week. I'm trying to pull up the calendar here. It's not quite loading up, but we will have football a couple weeks in a row as we've got a home football game Friday. That game will be another 7:30 start. We've had a few of those as Portage was 7:30. Valparaiso also 7:30. And then this week against Marist will be a 7:30 start as the Cavemen serve here. Cavemen will have a chance here. Ashburn again, a great hit. So the Cavemen have really had some success here in the last few points as the Cavemen have scored 4 in a row to cut the lead to 2. The serve is good. Powell put it up for Swistek, who puts it down, but Holland's right there. Streffling has a chance, and it's down again. The Cavemen have brought it within 1 now. The Cavemen have cut the lead to 14-13 as Holland serves again. New Prairie will have to get it over here. Swistek does, but the block is in. And the Cavemen have tied it up here in the 4th set. What has been an exciting match so far has gotten more exciting as it is now tied at 14. Cavemen trailed by as much as 6 not that long ago, but that's going to be a point for New Prairie. Again, right when New Prairie needed it, Swistek comes up with a big play, and New Prairie will have the serve and the 1-point lead. Mitchell will put it up. Streffling comes in. It's off the block, but out of bounds. Powell for New Prairie thought that was inbounds, but they're going to say it's out of bounds. In for Mishawaka is going to be Watford. Also in is going to be Fry. Watford comes in to serve as is tied at 15 in our 4th set. The serve by Watford is good. That's over to Powell, who puts it in. Watford does a good job getting to that. Fry has a chance. She puts it down, but New Prairie's there. Powell again off the block and out of bounds. Another big-time hit from Powell goes off the block and out of bounds as New Prairie takes the 1-point lead. Mitchell put it up for Fry. Fry, good hit, but right there is New Prairie. Watford tries to put it up. They got to get it over, and they do. Mitchell puts it across for Fry. Fry into the block, but Fry saves it. Pelletier puts it up for Fry again. Again into the block, but Fry saves it again. This time it'll be Pelletier. right into the middle, nobody there, point Cavemen. So a couple good plays there by Fry as she tried to get a couple good hits, good kills, but could not get them down, but she saved them, and Pelletier gets the Cavemen the point. Mishawaka sticks with it. Fry again, she gets it this time. And that's a play you can't make because that's going to be a double hit on Hay, and the Cavemen now lead 17-16 here in set number 4. And that is going to be called in. So they're going to say that they're going to talk it out here, it looks like, as the ref called it out of bounds, no touch. And now they're going to bring both refs together and they're going to discuss it. The lines people are junior varsity Cavemen players, which is a difficult task. So the judges, or the refs, are going to talk about this. The New Prairie coach is saying that there's no way she touched that. And they're saying that it was touched, and now they're just talking it out here. A big point here is it's 17-16 right now. Cavemen lead, and they're just going to replay the point. Probably the best play there for both teams, as they're just going to replay it, as Powell argued a little bit further, but they're going to play it again. Ashburn back to serve. The Cavemen lead by 1. Serve is up and over. And that's up for Powell, and she smashes it off the block, letting some of that frustration for the what she thought was a missed call go there, as that'll be a point for New Prairie. It'll be New Prairie serve. Back to serve is number 7 for New Prairie. Mitchell set it. Fry will have a chance again off the block. New Prairie sticks with it. And they're going to say that was a double hit again. So Cavemen take the 1-point lead again here in set number 4. This has been a very exciting back and forth here. If the Cavemen can get the victory here in set 4, we will go to a 5th and decisive set. Powell again off the block and inbounds. So the Cavemen with a good block, and they open up a 2-point lead, 19-17 here late in our 4th set. And the tip, and Wofford gets to it. Mitchell falls over. They got to get it over, and they do. New Prairie will try it again. Powell with the big hit. Mitchell gets it back over. Good job by Fry, but good job by New Prairie, and we're kind of frantic right now. Madison off the block and down. So the Cavemen open a 3-point lead here, 20-17. Timeout, New Prairie. We have the calendar up. We're back up and running here. Tomorrow night, the girls' golf will be traveling to Clay, it looks like, to play Clay, excuse me. Boys' soccer will be at home at Baker Park tomorrow against Washington. On Thursday, the last day of August, the varsity soccer team, the girls, will be playing Washington. And then volleyball will be traveling to Adams to take on the Adams Eagles there on Thursday. Friday, we've talked about the football game, 7:30 start here at Steele Stadium against Marist. Next week, we will again have some broadcasts. We will have football next Friday against Adams. But we will also have volleyball here next Thursday, I believe, against St. Joe. The serve by Mitchell is over. Cavemen up 20-17. Powell off the block. Watford gets it, but it's going to be out of bounds. So a nice play by Powell as she will be back to serve for New Prairie. 20-18 is the score here. Cavemen lead by 2. Powell will serve. She gets it up and over. Ashburn puts it up. Mitchell all the way across to Madison. Madison inbounds. Skylar Madison has had a huge fourth set as her dad here, Officer Madison, over in the corner, approves that hit there as Cavemen have a 21-18 lead here, and Fry back to serve. Powell put it up. Good job by Mitchell as Pelletier puts it up. Ashman's got to get it over and does. Powell puts it up. Mitchell right there, though. Across to Streffling, off the block and down. Cavemen point. Cavemen now lead by 4. 22-18 here in set number 4. Swistek's got to get it over and does. Cavemen have a chance here. Up to Pelletier and in. Great play by the Cavemen. 5-point lead. 23-18. Two points from victory here. The Cavemen have a chance. Fry to serve. She gets it up and over. Powell has to put it over. And they're going to call that as a double hit there. New Prairie doesn't think so, as the New Prairie coach not happy with that call. Cavemen have a chance here. 24-18 lead. And that's into the net. Cavemen win. So the Cavemen take the fourth set, as we will get ready for the final set here, as we are in an exciting match here. 25-18, the Cavemen win that set. Cavemen won set 1 and set 4. New Prairie won set 2 and 3. We will be right back to bring you the last set in this match. We'll have 3 minutes here just to take a quick break, and then we'll bring you back our final match. We are past the 9 o'clock hour here, 10 after 9, and we are going to a 5th game here. Cavemen trying to get the win. And we're just about ready to start this off, as the Cavemen have had a great match so far. New Prairie has really been in it, and it has been back and forth and back and forth. The Cavemen won the last set by 7, which has been the largest defeat of this match. And as they check to make sure the right people are in, looks like the Cavemen might be serving first, or maybe not. Nope, New Prairie is going to serve here as Powell is back. And here we go. The serve by Powell is a good one. Mitchell will put it up. Pelletier has a chance, and it's going to be too long. They're going to say they had too many people, though, and the Cavemen are going to get that point. So an infraction there at the front line for New Prairie, as the Cavemen will get the point there. Fry with the serve. Powell put it up. Swistek does a good job there, as they're going to say that's inbounds. Ashburn thought that was going out. It was close, but they're saying it hit the line, and that'll be a point for the Cougars. 1-1 here. The 5th and decisive game underway. Madison off the block and inbounds. So Madison comes across, tries to get that in, but cannot. And it just stays inbounds, as New Prairie will get the point. New Prairie leads 2-1. The serve is up and over. Mitchell gets there. Streffling with the hit. That's going to be off the ceiling and down. Caveman point. Again, the Caveman ceiling is an advantage-disadvantage, as once that hits that ceiling, you've got to play it. And they could not. New Prairie could not play it. 2-2. Pelletier to serve. A big hit there and in. Good job there by New Prairie keeping that in. 3-2. New Prairie leads. Mitchell puts it up. Ashburn down and good. Point Caveman. In is Holland to serve. 3-3 in our final game of this match. Holland back to serve for the Cavemen. Big hit there by Swistek, but it's saved by the Cavemen. They're going to try again. Cavemen there, though. Mitchell will put it up. Pelletier gets it over. New Prairie's going to try. Swistek with the big chance here. The Cavemen stick with it. Pelletier's got to get it over. She does. A big tip there by Powell, as it lands right in between the Cavemen defense. 4-3 New Prairie. In to serve for the Cougars, number 2, Hay. She gets it up. Holland just plays it. Pelletier's got to get it over and does. Swistek with the big hit, but right there is Fry. Holland saves it up in the air. And now Fry will have a chance. She gets it over. Powell has a chance off the block and down. Cavemen get the point. 4-4. And the Cavemen get the ace. Cavemen 5-4 lead here in the 5th game. And the serve is a good one again. Hay puts it up. Powell with the big hit and inbound. 5-5 now here in our fifth set. And the serve from Swistek is a good one. Mitchell puts it up for Ashburn. Ashburn puts it down. Good job by New Prairie. Mishawaka will have a chance now. Mitchell gets it over. It's back and forth there at the net. Mitchell with the set. Fry gets it over, but it's back and forth again. Swistek with the big hit, but Holland's right there. Mitchell again, this time to Ashburn. New Prairie's there again. Big hit, Mitchell is there. Holland's got to get to it. She does. Pelletier gets it over. New Prairie's got to get over. They do. Mitchell puts it up for Fry. Fry, but right there is Swistek. We're back and forth. Powell this time. It's down and in. New Prairie point. New Prairie leads 6-5. Swistek with the good serve. Mitchell puts it in play there. Ashburn with the chance. She gets it down. It's back over to the Cavemen. Still working at it. Powell this time into the net, though. Cavemen point. And Ashburn with the serve. 6-6 is the score. Swistek has a chance. It's a great hit. Even from the back line, Swistek has that power to get that in play and down where the Cavemen can't get to it. 7-6 lead here for New Prairie. Can the Cavemen keep it up? Serve is a good one. Watford's right there. Mitchell will put it up for Pelletier. She tips it, but it's not going to make it over. And Coach Anderson after that is going to call a timeout. 8-6 lead for New Prairie after the Cavemen can't get it over the net there. We are just a few points away from one of these two teams winning what's been an exciting match so far. Again, New Prairie out of the timeout early. Cavemen taking their time. Coach Anderson trying to get the team ready to go. Out of the timeout, New Prairie will be serving. To serve for New Prairie is number 7 again. Cavemen are going to have to make something happen here. Down 2, 8-6 in our final set. And the serve is there. Cavemen will have a chance. Mitchell puts it up for Fry. She puts it down off the hands of a New Prairie player and out of bounds. Cavemen cut the lead to 1. 8-7, Cavemen trail in our last set. Mitchell to serve for the Cavemen. She gets it up and over. Powell has a chance off the block and out of bounds. Oh, they're going to say inbounds. They're going to say that just barely caught the line, and so it is now 8-8. New Prairie fans and coach not happy with that call, as Mitchell will be back to serve. Mitchell saves it there. They got to get it over. Watford does. Off the net. Madison there keeps it up. Madison has a chance here. She gets it over. The set to Swistek again. The Cavemen are there. Mitchell's got to get it over, and that's out of bounds. Tough play there as Mitchell and Madison couldn't quite get it. And Mitchell just couldn't keep it in. 9-8, Cougars lead. Fry right there. Mitchell to Madison. They'll have to get it over, they do. Mitchell again, this time to Madison on the other side. And New Prairie still there. Madison to Fry. And they're going to call another infraction on New Prairie. Again, New Prairie not happy with that as they had all of them up too far. Tied again, 9-9. That's up and over. Powell up, the big hit there and inbounds. Point New Prairie, 10-9, New Prairie leads. And Ashburn puts it up. Fry's got to put it up a little closer. She does. Pelletier's got to hit it over and does. Powell puts it up for Swistek. Off the block. Pelletier gets it over and out of bounds, though. Just too far out of bounds as Pelletier couldn't keep it in. Timeout, Mishawaka. Cavemen trail by 2. 11-9 here in our 5th set. Again, New Prairie not taking a lot of time in the huddle, just saying let's finish this and go home winners. Cavemen in their bigger circle there, going to try to finish this and make a comeback. And we're about ready here. Back to serve is New Prairie, leading by 2. Final set here tonight. The serve is up and good. Ashburn with the bad hit, but they get it back, and Ashburn's got to hit it over and does. Powell puts it up, just tipped over and in. She was off balance, didn't have a lot behind it, but he got it just in bounds. Fry's going to come out. Lanew's coming in. 12-9, New Prairie lead. The serve is over and out of bounds. Good call by the Cavemen there, saying it was out. It was. No controversy on that call as Pelletier will go back to serve for the Cavemen, trailing by 2. That one's over. A good set. Madison's there, though. They got to hit it over now. Lanew does, and it's down. That looked like it might be going out of bounds, but they played it anyway. Cavemen trail by 1. Pelletier with the serve. Powell puts it up for Swistek. She puts it down, but Lanew is there. Mitchell puts it up for Pelletier. She gets it over and down. Nobody there for New Prairie as New Prairie calls a timeout. 12-12. In what has been a back and forth contest here tonight, Mishawaka just scored 3 straight points to tie it at 12 as we are in the midst of a timeout right now. Only a few points from victory for either side. Cavemen are going to be coming out of this timeout serving again. Pelletier's had a couple good ones here. Some miscommunication for New Prairie on the last point. Let's see what happens. Pelletier to serve again. That one's up and over. Powell across the Swiss deck down. Streffling's there, though. Back to Madison. Madison gets it down, but good job there by New Prairie. Powell's got to get it over. She does. Madison's there. Mitchell puts it up. Streffling comes across, just gets it over. And the tip over and down. And Powell has had it tonight, tipping that over on the Cavemen as Mitchell couldn't quite get there. 13-12 is the lead. New Prairie back to serve. Good serve. Mitchell puts it up. Madison has a chance. She gets it. New Prairie will have a chance here. Powell has it. Good job there by Lanu, keeping it in play. Mitchell puts it up. Streffling off the block. New Prairie sticks with it. Up to Swistek. And that's down. The Cavemen are 1 point from defeat right now, as New Prairie has scored a few in a row. The serve is coming. It is up. It's over. And Lanu can't get to it, and that's the game. A tough way to lose for the Cavemen, but they fought hard, and New Prairie will come away with the victory here tonight. Cavemen lose 3-2, just losing by 3 there, 15-12 in the final set. Great effort by both sides as New Prairie wins. With that, the Cavemen will fall again here at home, and we will be bringing you volleyball next week here at the Cave. Next Thursday will be our next volleyball match. Our next broadcast will be Friday at Steel Stadium. Come check out the Cavemen as they take on Marist out of Illinois. And then we'll bring you more volleyball next Thursday. I'm Matt Rendell for Athletic Director Dean Huppert and all the people helping to bring the sports to you. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. We'll be back on Friday for football. Have a good evening.